Hey guys, Tony the Story Assassin, and welcome to our Saturday night show. Now, I'm debating, should we get down to address some business first, or do I get down and talk about the things I want to talk about today?
Well, let's see. Are we going to vote on it, or?
There's nothing to vote on. It's not, more like an update.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do the update first. Or we can keep our audience in suspense and do it later.
Well, we could. I mean, I have it here, so it's like, you know. Let me refresh the chat a little bit because I'm pretty sure nobody can read that words in red.
Okay.
Refresh. Boom. That's what color? What color? And yeah, Eric's not gonna be in the show today because he's eating clam chowder and salad. Looks like, I don't know. I can't tell.
What?
It's on a date night with this girl.
Hey, every night's a date night.
Well, this is I'm gonna be very tired date night.
That's what you got the morning for.
They work during the day.
All right.
He's right. He's right. So I'm smoking a Casa Cueva Patrimonio box pressed.
Very good.
SSL version. In celebrations, kind of like next step forward. There's some setbacks. I'm not gonna say there's no setback. There is setbacks, okay? But we do one thing at a time. So, yeah, I think I'll address it first because some people don't watch all the way. I'm not gonna be able to say, hey, if you want the update, go watch like from the 20 or 30 minute mark, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So we'll address it right now.
Let's do it. Address it right now. For those people that wear dresses, this is for you.
So here's the boxes.
All right.
The box is not perfect. Well, from a
shit.
distance on the camera, it looks perfect. But the box is not perfect, okay? So the paint that they have provided, orange peeled. Orange peeled. And if you have cars, you know what I'm talking about. And it's kind of weird because it's only on the skull. So I don't know what that means. Why is the skull textured? Why is the skull textured? I don't know, but only on the skull. Okay? Only on the skull. It's orange peel paint. I can't get it to show. Yeah. Can you guys see orange peel paint on the skull?
Orange peel. So you go with orange, you couldn't go with green?
There was no green peel, but I can't tell if this is on purpose or what though. The rest of the box are fine. This is fine. Just this part is textured.
I'm protesting right now. Protesting right now.
All right. I don't know what's going on.
This Asian orange is going too far. It's time to go to sublime green. Sublime green.
It's not orange color. It's not orange color. It's just that there is a texture on the skull, which is kind of cool.
Maybe it's a Texas skull.
It's textured, but it's kind of cool.
That's what I said, Texas.
But there's not enough of clear coat on this thing. I wish they put more clear coat on this thing. Okay. Now over.
I feel like I'm moving in slow motion.
No, you're moving correctly.
YMCA.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. I reached back to ask about the skull texture. I don't know why. Maybe this is, I don't know. But the rest of the box looks okay. This is how the box looks like. I hope you guys Like this design? It looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
So this is what we decided to do. Instead of hard plate, we did put the number of the box right here like that.
Cool.
It's printed out. So you know what number of box you got to get, right? The bottom, I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's velvet. Bottom of the box is velvet.
Nice.
Okay.
The box is made out of wood.
Oh, is it? Wait a minute. Time out. Time out. You said the bottom of the box is velvet or velvets?
It's velvet.
Velvet.
Yeah.
Get it? Velvet.
So, velvet. Okay. Inside the box, we put lips to help the seal.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So there is lips on there to help the seal. And even though there's no lock latch, there is magnets on
Nice.
there.
Oh, okay.
It kind of just helps a little bit, but the lip is really getting it to seal. You can hear it. So yeah, it's a good seal. So that's what we got right now. Right.
Sounded like a little bit of reminiscence of a little Tupperware burp there.
Yeah, but you know, having a burp is a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we got right now. I feel like the construction is not perfect, but this is actually a lot more than what an average box will cost. It's double what a standard box costs. Okay, but I'm gonna reach back to them. I'm gonna see if there is anything else we can do to make this box a little bit better. But I just wanted to show you guys that we do have a physical demo now.
Nice.
All right.
Very
So
good.
it will happen. It just takes time. It takes a long time. This box took like 3 weeks to get to me. Okay.
Yeah.
So I gotta see what else we can do about this. But yeah, we'll see.
Very cool.
We'll see. So that I just want to show you guys this. I just received this. The box is definitely not a humidor quality finish. It's a box quality finish. So I'm reaching back to see if we can get a humidor quality finish. I don't know how much that's gonna add to the cost. But if it's too high, it wouldn't make sense, then we won't do it. But if it's something like, oh, you add like $5-10 to the box, then we'll probably do it. I don't know. Like I can feel like some company will be okay with this texture, this feel of the box. And basically, you guys see this box. It's shiny, but it's not how I like it. It's not perfect. I don't know. That's why I say it's not perfect. It could be, but it's not perfect. Okay. So that's where it's at now. Where the box comes sleeved or just cello. Sleeved or cello. What do you mean by
Yeah,
sleeve?
velvet sleeve.
Oh no, they will just be cello. Because it got 20 sticks, right? So you can imagine they stack on top of it. 20 sticks.
Yeah, probably like a sleeve.
All right, so it will be 20 sticks stacked on top of each other. Yeah, it will fit two rows. That's it. Inside is pretty normal because we expect that once, or some places not gonna keep the box, but rip the box off and then just for the people who want to collect it. You'll keep it closed anyway. So, all right.
Yeah.
I hope that translates the quality of this box. I don't know. Like I personally wasn't very happy with the quality. I think the quality is like, yeah, okay. So I can imagine how much other kind of box will cost. I think he meant the box in the sleeve.
Avi,
So
how y'all doing, man? What's up?
No, we don't have that velvet sleeve because that would take another manufacturer. Like basically to do all those pieces, different pieces and stuff, you need to find company 1 to make the box, company 2 to make the paperwork, company 3 to make the paper box, company 4 to make the velvet sleeve, and get it all shipped to the cigar manufacturer. And when they package it, they put it all together. Okay. And what I found out is that it's actually not that simple. For 500 boxes, it's not simple. Let's say if you're already making, all right, if you're doing like something like Dom Pepper is doing, Garcia is doing, they have to make each cigar $40 plus in order to kind of make that box and the sleeve and everything. And since we're like half that, I don't think we can make that. But I do want to increase the quality of the box. I just have to figure out how we're gonna talk to how I'm gonna describe it, because I have to be able to describe what I'm looking for. And the box itself, the print and everything's correct. It's just the quality of the box or not. I think could be better. All right, so that's where it's at right now. So it'll probably take another 2 months to negotiate that. And I don't know. What I'm saying is most likely the cigar will be delayed. Because I want to do it right. They got things right, but they didn't produce it in a manner that I'm expecting. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people will be okay at this quality too, based on some other cigar boxes I've seen. Like this thing is, it feels like to me like a Plasencia box, but lacquered or painted. All right, it's rough.
Hey, John.
All right, Plasencia box painted. That's what it feels like. Okay. I think whoever painted could have did a better job sending it down or put a varnish down on it or something like that. Like not varnish, but like a base coat, flatten out a little
clear
bit.
coat finish.
Right? No, like if the base, the wood itself is not flat, no matter what you paint on it, it's not gonna be flat. And I think that's what you can see the wood grain. And I know some people like that. Like it's like, oh, I like the wood feel to it. You can tell it's wood. Right? But it's not, I feel, for me, that feels like a not very well finished piece.
Where's Eric?
Eric is on a date night tonight.
Okay.
Definitely next year release. At this rate, yes. But I don't know what else is gonna happen. So we're only doing one piece at a time. We're only doing one thing at a time. And obviously, Lewis is not going to start doing the things until everything's in place. Okay? So, yeah. We're trying our best to get everything done. Albert, you never answered my question.
I didn't answer that, man. I took just regular cigars. I didn't do a budget cigar, no. And the wind, like even if you're driving in the cart, there's a wind generated from the cart, and it's screwed with it a little bit. And it's distracting. The cigar distracted my golf, and the golf distracted my cigar. So there's that.
Joey, to answer your question, there's a balance that we have to hit between the quality of what we have versus the budget that what we have. You know, because remember at first we had one show talking about it could be more than something $20, and everybody decided to burn the channel on the sake on the cost. And then now we came to another price range. We got to be able to hit that balance break even point. And if I have to add more, eventually we'll go out of that budget. So
What's the thing about the coin?
I never heard about that.
Me either.
I never heard about Albert's coin.
Are you talking about this coin?
I'm not sure what I mean by that Albert's coin.
I know.
So I'm excited. Yeah, having a headache over this thing because it's like, what do I do next?
Coin.
What do I do next about these? What do I do next? So anyways, so today I want to talk about this because this just really pissed me off. So my wife just told me a couple days ago that an Ohio judge has ruled 4-3 that we should be reasonably understand that boneless chicken can have bone.
Boneless chicken
can have bones. That we can expect boneless chicken should have bones. Boneless chicken wings, I'm sorry. Boneless chicken wings should have bones.
Well, are we going to remarket it as almost boneless chicken wings?
No, their argument is boneless chicken wing, that boneless part is a style of cooking the chicken wing.
No, it doesn't make sense at all because chickens will always have bones. If they didn't have a skeletal structure.
Yeah, but when you order food, boneless is in the word.
Boneless chicken.
Hey, look at even birds that have wings that don't fly.
Yeah, they have bones in them.
They got bones in them.
Right, but when you go,
the boneless chicken.
But when you go order boneless chicken wing, you have defined what you want. You want boneless chicken wing.
There's no such thing as a boneless chicken.
No, but boneless chicken wing is what you order to eat.
And then the expectation is you're going to get boneless chicken.
It's a fake deal. There's no such thing as a boneless chicken.
Okay, so we cannot debate this if you got to go to that route because that route will never go anywhere.
That's
the foundation of
right. But if you can't give me boneless chicken, why you gotta sell me boneless chicken? You specifically tried to defraud me to start with before I ordered.
We started talking about boneless chicken wings. They should have never gone that route. That's dumb.
Well, their argument is that boneless is a style of cooking, just like when you order chicken fingers, you know for sure you're not being served chicken's fingers.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I never liked the word chicken fingers either. I always thought that was a problem.
Yeah,
but chicken finger is because of the shape of a finger.
Wait a minute, and that's just like chicken nuggets. Chickens don't have nuggets.
It's the shape of other things too, but that don't mean we call them those things.
But now, here's a question. If that's allowed, can I sell a box of cigar, just give you the box, but no cigar in it?
Right, but chicken tenders is good. It's fair. That's fair game.
But that's not even tender.
It's foul.
It's fair game.
It's foul.
It's foul game.
No.
Foul game.
Because it comes from the tenderloin.
Manufacturer can be expected that every single piece of bone from them have been reasonably expectation of sometimes finding pieces anyway. Then that's not boneless. That's almost boneless. Boneless. It'll be boneless or less bone chicken. Or just call it chicken wing, with less bones. And then you can put like with 90% less bones than an average chicken wing on the packaging. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But here's the problem. Like my wife and I both agree that this is bullshit. And there's actually a judge that writes that, the word boneless is in the word. Don't claim to be boneless if you can be boneless, right? If you can't expect it to be boneless. But at the same time, I was like, but we were okay to buy seedless watermelon with seeds in it. It's not full-size seeds, but there's still seeds in it.
Maybe the chicken identifies as boneless.
No, the chicken, I guarantee the chicken does not go out there and say, I identify myself as boneless chicken.
It might.
It might, but that means that every chicken they take in, they have to ask, what do you identify yourself as, bone or boneless?
Yeah. I'm just saying.
So I like, now comes to the problem. Can we call like Nicaraguan cigar is a style of cigar. It doesn't have to come from Nicaraguan.
It could be Nicaraguan type.
No. The boneless chicken wing didn't say boneless chicken, boneless type chicken wings. It's boneless chicken wings. So if I can say, can I say cancer-free cigar? Because we reasonably believe that there is a risk towards cigars, but we can put whatever we want on it, right? It's a style.
Yeah, I think you'd be in trouble on that one.
That's the point. If you have a example, a precedent of a case that is doing that, that's saying that you can define something without actually meeting it because people reasonably understand that there is a risk of it, then you're okay.
I was thinking that, Javier, but I didn't say it. I was thinking it, though.
No. But then we reasonably understand that there is risking everything.
No, Javier's saying that cigar doesn't have cancer, so.
Right? If we can reasonably believe that certain thing and then you can leave that alone, then we can put anything we want. Can we put like, can we name a cigar cancer cure?
You can name it anything you want.
Or then, and not be sued for false advertising.
No, you're going to be sued anyway if you want to.
Well, but then there's precedent of that court case. I can bring that in. And that's just a style of the cigar. It's not, and people reasonably believe that there is a risk associated with it.
None of y'all can see that. It's Padron Damasio.
I don't know if you can see that.
Hashimoto is an Winter Olympic location. Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, that I watched the Olympic opening yesterday. It was horrible. It was one of the worst, in my opinion. I fell asleep on it. It was so bad. It was so bad. While we're smoking, I'm smoking the Casa Cuevas Patrimonio box price SSL version. SSL exclusive. There we go.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna change that. Oh, how about like, zero cancer risk cigar? I don't know. Like, what can I do? Non-spicy hot sauce. You're reasonably believing that hot sauce is gonna be hot anyway, but I call it non-spicy. No, that's not how the court ruled. If you look at the justification, they said that it is understood that boneless chicken is a style of cooking, that people should have reasonable expectation that chicken has bones.
The reasonable, wait a minute. The reasonable expectation is the bones have been removed when you say it's boneless.
Right. And it's the same way. If somebody say that this food is vegan, do you reasonably believe that this thing should not have any meat product in there? And if there's meat product, that's a lawsuit, right?
Probably.
Yeah, we're talking about reasonably believe, right? So if you tell me this thing is peanut free, I have peanut allergy. So if I go get something that's peanut free, I am reasonably expecting that there's no peanut on this whatsoever, so I won't die. So if it says peanut free, then I should have 0 peanut.
I.T.S. Look at that. Have a good time, Matt.
Later, Hashimoto. Right? So that do you think our decaf coffee have absolutely 0 caffeine? That's not true. When they say decaf, it just means they remove a large portion of caffeine. It's not caffeine free. They never claim to be caffeine free. All right, they have steamed the bean to remove large portion of the caffeine, but they never claim to be caffeine free. Decaf is not caffeine free. Just like tea is not caffeine free.
Well, you can call it a boneless chicken if you take one bone out of it.
No, you wouldn't call it boneless chicken if there's any bone at all in there.
No, you could call it bone. If you take one bone out, you can say it has less bones in it.
Yeah, that's less bone, not boneless.
There's one boneless.
Yes, one boneless.
Now, see, there's a difference between a one-word boneless versus two-word boneless.
Yeah, but the one's always implied.
No, it's not.
Sure it is when you multiply.
No. When you say boneless versus boneless are 2 different things because the correct grammar will have been less bone.
Not according to Yoda.
Well, Yoda might not. Okay, Yoda might have a case in court.
Yoda speaks not reverse.
Explain sugar-free. Alternative sweetener will remove sugar. Sugar-free means that there is no product that's in there is called sugar. They have other product that's not called sugar. It's sweetened. Sweetener are not sugar.
A sweetener.
Yeah.
A
It
sweetener.
could be that they don't charge you for the sugar in there.
Sugar has to be identifiable, break down straight to glucose. Anything that does not is actually not sugar.
Maybe that's what they're doing with boneless wings. They reduce the weight per pound for how much the average bone weighs, and they say, okay, we're not going to charge you for the bone. It's boneless or bone free. Bone free.
Bone free. So if you get a bone, they will just tell you, I did give you a bone for free.
Exactly.
Bone free as the sun. Oh, okay. Bone free.
Right? That doesn't work either. But sugar-free makes sense because they actually did not use sugar.
Or they don't charge you for the sugar.
I don't know if they did charge you for the sugar, but usually I would imply
Well,
how much.
if it's sugar free,
Like the cost of sugar.
how much?
But now we're with the semantics again. You're going with the Yoda grammar, okay? It's not Yoda
Hey, how
grammar. You
many
gotta go
packets-
free sugar, not sugar-free.
Wait, how many packs of sugar you want? It's free.
Right? Now you're talking about free sugar versus sugar-free.
Sugar.
It's like all you can eat. They give you one plate. Yeah, they give you one plate. You're like, wait,
Yeah.
I want another plate. It's like, no, that's all you can eat.
Well, that's different because all you can eat actually give you the rule. Right? They tell you the rule. 2 hours, all you can eat, anything over there, one plate at a time. No. DTT never claimed it to be sugar free. DTT claiming that it's not sweet tip. They claim not sweet tip, but they never say sugar free. How's that? What's going on? Let's see what's going on. The court makes those rulings to avoid exact semantic argument. Yes, and that's a problem, right? Because once they have this, that means anybody can claim anything and say that's a style of cooking and get away with it.
That's true.
Right? If I can't even expect that my boneless chicken is gonna be boneless, then why don't I just order regular chicken wing?
I always thought like fried chicken was dumb.
Yeah, because chicken wasn't frying the chicken. I actually used that example with my wife. When you say fried chicken, chicken isn't frying that chicken. I'm pretty sure.
Just like chicken fried steak.
Yeah, I didn't fry steak either.
Yeah.
No.
Because definitely not a steak. It makes no sense sometimes. But those you kind of understood, right?
The person identifies as a chicken.
But those you can...
That's like tuna being chicken out of sea.
Well, it's a 4-3 ruling, so you can still tell that there's 3 Ohio judges that still have their common sense, but it makes no sense. In reality, buffalo chicken wings have no buffalo in there. In fact, the chicken wing that you're eating is not even chicken wing; they're drumsticks.
We should call them bison wings. That'd be kind of cool. Bison wings.
Bison wings.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be very lean?
We'll our logo, our slogan will be "Buy some bison wings."
Buy
some bison wings.
Buy some bison wings. Chicken is not able to cross the road without bone. That is not true. You know how many people throw chicken across the road?
2.
Yeah, Tyson bison wings.
What cigar to pair with chicken? Drunken chicken cigar. I don't think so. Just like the idiot who wrote the 2018 farm because they didn't know how to write the bill make gray market THC product bust wide open. Now they are. I can't. I don't know that particular thing, so I don't pay attention to THC. I don't pay attention to THC. But chicken, I figure everybody eats chicken. All right. I don't know. I think that set a precedent to a lot of different things for the future. Right? You can literally say, I don't know, what was like a, let's say there's a chemical that could cause terminal illness, and they say they can put that as whatever free things, and they say that's just a style. It's not really free of that, right? If you're allergic to caffeine and you get a coffee that says caffeine free, not decaf, caffeine free, coffee, and you drink that and you end up dying. Well, it's a style of coffee, you know. It's tend to be, you got to reasonably think that there's got to be some caffeine in there if we tell you that's caffeine free.
Right. All right. Well.
But then there's all the arguments like, when is the last time you go somewhere where they say risk-free trial? It's actually risk-free. Risk-free trial actually have risk. It's I think it's there's not the full Supreme Court, like the Supreme Court of Ohio that made that decision. I don't know. I would have. I'm like, you can't, like, you know, if you tell me it's a style, you gotta reasonably abide by that style, right? But that also would make people sue about the watermelons and other stuff. I was shocked about seedless watermelon because, you know, I grew up in a country where all watermelon has seeds. those big black seeds. And when I came here, they tell me seedless. I eat it. There's those tiny yellow seedlets. And then you're like, I thought they're seedless. They're like, no, that's not seed. Then what is that?
Edible.
The edible seed doesn't mean seedless. So watermelon seeds is edible.
Yeah, you can eat them.
Yeah, when I was young, I ate watermelon seeds. They too clearly define what is exactly illegal and accidentally made a lot of stuff legally gray. Now they're having to go back and make new laws to ban what they accidentally make legal. Were you talking about the still THC stuff? Like, I don't know what legal.
Somebody asked about it, so he's clarified.
Okay, I still don't understand it. So, but yeah, that's a weird ass gray area to say that you can actually tell people to reasonably expect to have bones on a boneless product. Then I can tell people that they had to reasonably believe everything, even though I say something is free of. Free cigar won't be free anymore. Hey, if you come to the store, we have free cigars for you. And then like, where's my free cigar? And they go, see those loose cigars over there? You just had to pay for them. You can take them home. Well, I thought they were free. Yeah, they're free ranged. They're just over here, free, not caged. That's a problem. That is a problem. Got to generate that money somehow. And that's not the point, right? That's not the point.
Yeah.
I don't know. But while we're at it, let's look at some cigar news. There's no new cigars. Well, I already saw some Year of the Snake stuff coming out, like pending coming out. I saw a bottle design for the Johnny Walker Blue Year of the Snake, which looks pretty nice. So we can reasonably understand and expect there's got to be a lot of Year of the Snake stuff coming out.
Oh, yeah. Sure there will be. I bet it won't be as popular as Year of the Dragon.
Yeah, and yeah, you know, Asian innately does not like snakes.
I don't think anybody likes snakes, man.
Like internal, like personality-wise, we think that people who's born the Year of the Snake are sneaky, are
Sneaky snake.
Like they always plan things behind you. They are they take advantage of you. That in that perspective, not saying that they actually are. That's just the personality that you think of, right? Like people who is born with the horoscope Scorpio, they are underhanded and they tend to backstab you. That kind of stuff, you know. Or people who's Sagittarius have a lot of chicks. That kind of stuff. Have we rated the Night Shift 91? You know, Night Shift is actually not a bad cigar. I reviewed it. That was actually pretty good cigar.
It was a pretty good cigar.
It's a pretty good cigar.
It is a pretty good cigar.
When you own a business in the industry, you got to get your money any way possible. I learned all of this from a smoke shop owner here in Texas. Well, you should stop listening to that person, smoke shop owner in Texas. Because doing your business, if your primary thought was to get your money any way possible, you're not gonna be a happy owner. Because ain't nobody gotta go to that shop. If I think that the business don't have any courtesy or being able to sympathize some issues as a customer, I don't go there. If I think like when I walk in, all they want is my money. They don't care what I do. Or if we have any problem because all they care is about money, I will not go there. I will not go there. Imagine you go to a lounge and you pick up a cigar, and that cigar literally is, let's say, it's wrapped in one of those paper sleeve. You can't see the inside. You open it up, the entire thing's cracked, and you go to the front and says, "Hey, this cigar is damaged. Can I get another one?" And they go, "Nope, you bought it, you own it, you smoke it. Any way possible, right?" You will never go to that cigar shop again. Not everybody will give a cigar shop second chance like Val. Like, you didn't give him a hat, he will still go back to you. But for me, if I went to a cigar shop that did that to me once, I'll never go again. So.
You're the snake is shedding. Yeah.
What do you mean by that, though? What do you mean by that?
Snake shed.
I think you're reading that too much, Tony. Yeah, I always read things too much. Don't you know that? Come on, you know that by now. I read everything way too deep. So deep, I don't even see the sunlight. That comment was tagged to Eden. You miss. Okay. Yeah, but like I'm reading, you know, when you say, I don't know, that just doesn't sound good. Like to say that a business needs to get money any way possible. You know, as a consumer, that doesn't sound good. Yeah, see, Javier read that too. Make money any way possible is a terrible business model. Any way possible. That means, okay. All right. So there's one that my wife told me about it. So there is a parent have kids, right? Whenever she invites, her kids invite people to come to her house, she send a itemized bill to those kids' parent. Include the food they eat, bathroom that they used, like every time they use bathroom, flushed, and all that stuff. She sent them a itemized bill for everything the kid used in their house.
That's dumb.
I guess she doesn't want her kids to have any friends.
That's what I say, right? Why would you do that? It's kind of like a mutual thing, right? Sometimes your kid comes to my house, sometimes my kid go to your house, right? And it's kind of implied that, like, you know, your host, they come in, give them some cookie. She charged them for bathroom. Itemized bathroom. That's crazy. And that's the price that anybody even paid. Would you let your kid go to someone's house like that? I mean, I will probably pay for it, but still, I'll bet next time your kid come to my house, I will send you an itemized bill, including my chaperone hourly rate.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
I'm surprised that anybody thought of that. Is that to charge other kids presents in your house? How do you explain that? Like your kid came home. Oh, did you have fun today? Yeah, I had fun. You know, I went to Albert's house. You know, Albert, they have cookies and Jelly Ranchers and hot chocolate. It was great. And then we had fun. We used the swimming pool and come back next day. You receive a bill: Jelly Ranchers, cookies, bathroom time, swimming pool usage costs, disposal fee.
That's dumb.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb. Cybertruck is ugly. Changed my mind. I don't have to change your mind.
Yeah, you're good with that, man.
You're good with that. I'm smelling while you're stepping in. What is he stepping in? I was sent a bill back for holding friend status with my child. I don't know. You know, maybe that parent don't care, but I can imagine the kids are gonna talk about it when they go back to school. It's like, hey, did you hear? Like, Albert, I had to use your name because you're right here. Did you hear Albert's mom send my mom a bill for me hanging out in their house? And my mom told me never to hang out with them again. That happened, right?
We had next door neighbors with, they were like, AJ was picking up some Spanish while he was over there. They could probably charge us for that.
Lessons? Tutoring?
Yeah.
Fee? That's crazy. When I heard it, I was like, what?
But you know, I asked him, he was 4 years old, and I asked him to say please in Spanish. He couldn't do it.
Please in
like,
Spanish?
He could not say, at 4, right? They're trying to teach you Spanish. He could not say please. I'm like, that's 4 for more. 4 for 4, isn't it? You'd think a 4-year-old would be able to do that.
That joke is as bad as my wife made me say, spell socks. She's like, do you know how to spell socks? I was like, yeah. She's like, did you know that sounds like a Spanish? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, spell it. I said, S-O-C-K-S. And she's like, yeah, that's Spanish. S-O-C-K-S.
I like mine better.
I was like, what? You guys will do anything for the pun.
He couldn't say please. He's at 4 years old, man. That's poor.
That's poor for 4, yeah. I'm glad that wasn't real, so that was a good thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
He was older.
It was older? Was it poor for 5? Is it poor for 5?
4 for 10.
Wow. I'm using Bete more than por favor.
That's Bete is you're welcome.
You're welcome. Was it like de nada? De nada is you're welcome, right?
Yeah, Donka is like thank you, and Bete is you're welcome.
No. I think Bete means please.
Oh, I'm gonna look it up.
I could be wrong.
Where's Rick when you need him? The kid's mother might have been sending him over to save daycare costs. I mean, I would say that's a reasonable guess, but she sent it to all the kids, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's please.
James, what? James doesn't speak Spanish.
I said, yeah, where the hell's James at? He should be answering that question.
But that's Germany. That's German.
Donka is thanks.
Are you a good enough person for heaven? Ever lost before? Ever lied? Ever stolen before? Ever hated anyone? We broke God's law, but Jesus paid for our fine. Nope, they're not. Sorry. I'm a Buddhist. And in Buddhist culture, we all go to hell. So, I'm sorry. Buddhism is a lifestyle. We know that we are going to pay for our sins either way. Nobody's taking our sins for us. No one is saying, you think life is hell. So in Asia, there's actually a temple that shows you how the hell looks like. And it's pretty bad. Every level is punishment. Every level is punishment. Many things that Buddha said were the same thing that Jesus said. Nope. Buddha have never said things that Jesus said. Give me an example. Give me an example. Buddha didn't say much, so. Buddha didn't say much. As bad as impel down.
Well,
I don't know. It depends. I mean, you gotta understand when you go to hell, you're a ghost form, right? You never die, but you'll feel the pain. So, you know, there's part where they pull out your tongues. There's part there, and then you'll continue to suffer that. You'll pull out your tongue and you'll grow back. You'll pull out your tongue, you'll grow back. You'll continue to suffer that. And there's a level where you get boiled to death by hot oil. And then you'll go in there, you'll boil, you'll come out in pain, and then you'll reverse again, you're going again for a long time until your sin is served.
All I know is that you don't want the devil to get a haircut, man. Because it'd be hell to pay.
Buddha said, consider others as yourself. Jesus said, anyone strike you on the cheek, offer the other also. That's different. They literally mean the different thing, man. That's different. That's different.
I'm gonna get a crew cut.
How is that the same? How is that the same? Jesus said, if anyone strikes you on the cheek, offer the other also. That's not consider other for yourself. That's different. That's different. Buddha saying is that don't do things to others that you will not do to yourself. Okay? Don't do bad things. Like I wouldn't go strike Val's face with my fist because I don't want Val to sucker punch me either. Because at the
So
end,
now we're talking about bowling with strike, soccer with the punch.
I didn't see a punch in there, dude.
because no, it's consider other as
Instead of
yourself. That's
soccer
what I mean.
punch.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
I thought we didn't talk about these topics.
No, this is something that I talked about before.
All right.
Buddhism. My question is, if you go out, if we all go there regardless, what's the point of life? You're guilty from the start. Nope. You can do things that are good for others and exchange for like a point system, right? If you do one bad thing, it's -1. You do good things +1. You can balance out.
Mm.
Do unto others as you want unto do yourself.
But
Jesus
do it
said the
first.
golden
But
rule.
do it first.
Do unto others what you would have done to yourself. I don't know. But you start with a negative account. You start with an account that your previous life has accumulated. So humans, we consider as reincarnation. And reincarnation is whatever sin that you carry with you, you had to pay for it this life. And whatever this life you have incurred, you have got to pay for the next life. So that's karma. Now you're talking about sin versus karma. Two different things. Right? If I had an argument with Val, I'm going to have bad karma. Because anybody come over to separate the fight, Val is going to win 100% of the time.
You know why?
Because Val can use it. He will just take out his cane and put on his glasses right away before anybody arrives.
Yeah, that's another one.
Right? There is only one incarnation. In Buddhism, there is 3. Actually, no, there's 6, but 3 souls. So it's slightly different.
But life's not fair, dude. So there's that.
Okay. That roll up too fast. That's not how it works. Not the place long for coming from religion. The point of life is to transform from a sinner to saint. No. Maybe in Christian is, but not in Buddhism. I saw something about. I'm curious, how are you liable for a previous life you don't remember? How are you liable for a previous life you don't remember? Let me give you an example. Let's say one night, I go out to a bar. I had a great drink. I have a lot of drinks. Val was with me. Val is my wingman. All right. Val says, hey, look at that 9 o'clock.
Bonus? Is he bonus?
He's with Bone. Okay, he's with Bone.
He's with Bone.
He's with Bone. Okay?
So he's
And-
not Sans Bone.
He's not Sans Bone. He's just Val.
See, that might be the way you do that whole boneless wing thing. Call it Sans Bone.
Because nobody will ever call it boneless anymore. They will just call it boneless style chicken wing now.
Sans Bone, man.
So Val's my wingman. Val says, hey, look, that 9 o'clock. She's hot. She is so hot. That
Wait a
chicken
minute,
wing's
wait a
cooked.
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Not 9 o'clock.
No, 11 o'clock is for yourself. 9 o'clock is for me.
Well, you're in trouble if you want 9 o'clock.
It doesn't matter. The point is that you
Doesn't
saw
matter.
one. You saw one. You're like, I'm
Yeah,
taking it 11 o'clock. You can take it 9 o'clock. All right?
Val's dated on 9.
All right? Val is like, okay, I'll take the 11 o'clock. You take the 9 o'clock. So I
No,
took
you
9
take the
o'clock home.
10 o'clock, Tony. Take 10.
All right, I take 10 o'clock home. She's hot.
Okay.
She's so hot that, you know, that chicken wing became buffalo chicken wing. All right? So I took her home. Next day, I woke up. She's next to me, putting her clothes back on. And then 10 months later, she comes back with a bill. Child support. Can I say I don't remember it, so I don't have to pay for it?
Yeah, and that kid has got to deal with the bullshit too.
Right? Can I say I don't remember it? Because I don't remember, I don't have any knowledge of it. I am not responsible for it.
Yeah, but I'm saying that kid also has to deal with whatever happens too.
Well, knowing you, Tony, knowing you, you'd be wanting to get some diagnostics done.
Well, and then regardless, right? Let's say if there is, all right? Let's say it's like, it says 99% match. This guy is the father. Jerry Springer says that's final. Can I say I don't remember?
You could say anything you want, but you're still going to be.
Exactly. Even if you don't remember, what's done is done. So you had to pay for it. But you were aware of your consciousness before you got blackout drunk. There's a blank space you created, but woke up to the same consciousness that you were aware before and after. No, it's the same thing. You will have your full consciousness before you died. You woke up in another life, you don't remember it, doesn't mean that it happened. You still did it. If a judge is a good judge, can they let guilty criminal go free without justice? If God is a good God, can they let guilty sinners go without justice? Every person will give account for every. When we say justice, that's personal.
Yeah.
Right? And a legal punishment is created by human and is in the human sense of punishment. Right? What is illegal is also decided by a human. What's illegal here might not be what's illegal there. What's illegal in US might not be what's illegal in another country. So there you have that. So when you say God didn't create the law of human. Human created the law of human. So what he decide what's sin really doesn't apply that well. See, like I also have questions. I mean, this question can go on forever. Like I question, what if God is almighty, have all this power, couldn't he just get rid of the devils? Our legality is based on spirituality, and the conscience of every person knows it's wrong to lie, steal, lust, murder. Is lust really that bad of a sin? I can say lust is the same as ego.
It's like gluttony.
I like to eat. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Right? The more I eat, the more farmers make money. So when you say every person knows it's wrong to steal, to lust, to murder. Okay, murder I kind of get, but you know, at the same time, God created this world for everyone to murder.
I don't know about that.
Okay, so Val, what'd you have for dinner last night?
I had a deluxe bourbon glazed cheeseburger.
All right. So did a cow not die for that?
Perhaps.
Murdered.
Not murder. When a lion attacks an animal to eat it, is that murder?
That's murder.
It's not murder.
It's murder. It's murder
It's
for
like
the
a-
need of eating, but that's murder.
No. No.
Murder is taking someone's life without their consent. I'm pretty sure the cow being chewed down by a tiger, the cow doesn't say, please chew me. I want to die. Right? Definition, that's murder.
So wait a minute. Look at it. As bad as this may sound, or as heartless as it may sound, there are animals that were put here to sustain humans.
I understand that. And that's, I
So?
totally agree. I totally agree. Right? But to the process of food consuming is meaning eating dead things.
Unless you want to eat it while it's alive, yeah.
Well, it still die at the end of it.
No, that's called dispatching an animal.
Is it? Is that the term we're using?
Why not? Dispatching sounds so much better.
You could use that term. You could use however term, right? The definition of murder is unlawful killing, which there's a lawful killing. Now that's semantics, right? You know what? Like who gets to decide what's lawful, what's not, right? You go out there try to kill an eagle. Is that lawful killing?
Yeah, you're not supposed to dispatch an eagle.
No, yeah, you don't want to do that.
Right? That's exactly what I'm saying. We decided what's legal, what's not. But the thing is that I don't think God had a stone place that this is what you can kill and this is what you cannot kill. Right? So
Now, didn't he feed a whole bunch of people with fish?
Yeah, there's a lot of fish dispatched.
So there's a God had killed himself and crucified in order to satisfy his justice, and he might give us mercy if we repent and turn away from an ego, turn to God in faith. That's not true.
Yeah, okay, look at it.
No. He's talking about Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the Son of God. He's not God.
Yeah. I
Whoa. Let's Javier, you son of a
Yeah.
our animal were late term abortion to feed the people. Wow. Javier, that conversation literally crossed two lines at the same step.
Yeah.
Our legality is based upon Old Testament laws, which are God-given conscience. Well, again, my point was that this world was created that in order to feed yourself, you had to murder something. You had to kill something. So nature is metal. Nature has no empathy. Hunting and slaughterhouse are much more merciful than nature. Okay, I eat meat. I love eating meat. And I don't think slaughterhouses are much more merciful than nature, but I eat it anyway. There.
no, I don't know about that, Tony. I don't know about that. You take an animal to the slaughterhouse, and it's a pretty quick thing. Whereas when you watch an animal hunting down an animal, they're clawing them, they're biting them, they're strangling them, they're choking them, they're got a vice on their throat, and they're, that's pretty.
Val, let me give you an example. Again, all these are just like, conversation. I don't take this too seriously. Val, let's say you and your wife has grown up together all your life. All right? And you grow up to very healthy, and one day she took you to a nice bar.
Okay.
And then you gotta turn around and says, "Hey, babe, I love you." And then she point a automatic spiker and put it in your head and just spiked your head and you died. The last thing you see was the thing that you love the most killed you.
Well, she better be quick because I'd be slicing her throat with that knife on that table.
But no, doesn't matter. You have no choice. All right, you don't have that choice, right? But the last thing that you saw was the thing that you love the most that killed you. I think that's more cruel than having been chased through the forest and go, ah, fuck.
Well, wait a minute.
Today's my day.
Wait a minute. This is why you don't name, like if you're a farmer, you don't name your cows. You don't name your
No, but
chickens.
that's not the point. The point is that the cow only knows the human is feeding them, taking them out to walk or whatever. That's the thing that they depend on. And then the last thing they saw was the thing that they love the most killed them. To me, that's more harsh than being chased down to the forest like that. I know I'm gonna be down that day. I'm running down the forest, and I might have a chance to win. I might have a chance to outrun that stupid lion that was chasing behind me. You know, that lion might trip on a rock, fall into a shithole, and then chase up to me. Right? I have that chance, but slaughterhouse don't have that chance.
That's true. You're right. That's true. They don't have that chance. They don't have that chance.
Right? Like, you know, you're an elephant, you know, a lot of like hyena were chasing after you. You might have a chance to find your mama elephant and the whole family group of elephant comes over and chase their ass and beat them to death. You might have that chance. But not that. Like a cow knows what is that puncture tool is till it's too late. No, I'm saying that before they died, the last thing they saw was the thing that killed them. Right? That's their owner, the thing that they depend their life on has pushed them to death. And I'm saying that mentally, that's very cruel. I obviously I don't have a cow where I can ask, hey cow, what do you think if your favorite thing killed you? Like, you know, when you go to eat Japanese Wagyu, those people groom them, massage them, talk to them every day, you know, make sure they taste good and everything, take them to like competitions. At the end of competition, they eat the cow.
Yeah, but the guy that's taking care of that animal is not the one that's slaying him.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Well, that's true. Not necessarily. Anyway, look at. Let's change the subject here a little bit, because I want to talk about something.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And I want everybody out there to think about cigar lounges that they've gone to. And I've gone several, of course, but I want to talk about the ones that I went to recently and the changes that they've made that kind of bothered me. And I'm not going to name the lounge, but I'm going to tell you the state it's in. There's one in Texas that we had gone to.
Okay.
Back in February of 2022.
You're putting too much detail out there.
I'm giving a state and a date. I'm not naming the lounge.
Okay.
State and date.
All right.
And my first experience there, I loved it. It felt like a cigar lounge. It felt comfortable. The presence of it, the look of it, the design of it.
Okay.
Most recently, like June of this year, went back and they had a major uplift, remodeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. I get it as being the owner. I get it as wanting to, and I'm thinking this is more wanting to make more money, but I did not have that same feeling that I had the first time.
Okay.
because I mean, it was nice. Don't get me wrong, it was nice. The redesign, the way it traveled, the way you moved through it, the flow of it was nice. It was nice. But I felt distance. I didn't feel that warmth that I felt the first time.
Can I pause you here, Val?
Yes.
It's quite a distance between Chicago and Texas.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yes, you're right. But I'm just saying. Well, I'm coming back around. Wait a minute. So for the Legion members out there right now, if you can just think of a lounge that you have gone to.
So they modernized
time,
it. Is that what you're trying to say? They modernized it.
Yeah, they modernized it. I mean, the upgrades are nice.
Mm-hmm.
It looks nice. The flow is nice. The aesthetics is nice.
Okay.
But I don't get that cigar lounge feel from it anymore.
But what about the customer service?
I get a feel of a meeting rooms. I get a feel of you go there, light your cigar, you pull out your laptop, and you start working.
Okay. But is the customer service still the same level?
It's different.
You kind of have to give me.
I can't say it's on the same level because the redesign took away some of that customer service that would have been there.
No, we're talking about the people, not accessibility, right? We're talking about the people now.
People were polite.
Okay.
People were cordial.
It was different, dude. The environment was different.
It's different. It was different.
Did you feel like, is it more snobby? Is it like that? Is it more like office driven?
Yeah, it wasn't as comfortable.
Okay. All right. Okay. Continue your story.
So anyway, I want the people out in the audience right now to think about that, about their experience that they've gone to at a lounge, and they've gone back and they've remodeled it. They've upgraded it. They gave it a nice facelift. The appearance is better. Everything about it is much better. It's just different, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But the feeling that you get while you're there is different. For me, it is different. For me, it is a place where I would probably not go back there again as a lounge to smoke cigar in the lounge. Definitely, I would go back there to get certain cigars there.
Okay.
I would definitely do that. But I'm not going to go and say, hey, Albert, listen, I'm coming in. You want to get the guys together? Maybe we go hang out at so-and-so?
Okay.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I might say, hey, Albert, listen, when you got time, can we make some time out
Sure.
to go to this place so I can pick up a couple of cigars that I really like that they have there? Okay.
Val, can I pause you for a moment?
Yep.
So those guys are still talking about religion stuff. We already changed the topic. We already addressed that. We talked about it a little bit. I think it's fair for you to stop now. If you got to continue to do that, we have to delete those messages. Okay? This is not your location to, I don't know, spread the words of God. You're on the wrong channel, right? So we talked about that. We had a little fun with it. This is where you stop. If you feel like you have to continue to talk about that, there's other channels that you can go to. So if you continue to do that, I have to start banning those. Okay? All right, Val, continue.
So I want people in the audience right now to think back about that and reflect about it and see if they've experienced the same thing that I felt or I experienced. And I tell you what, I bring this up because I want to a lounge yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
One that I have to travel like an hour and a half to 2 hours to get to.
Holy shit. Okay.
Here in Illinois. Okay. When I first discovered that place, actually, I didn't know about it. Never heard of it. But Albert mentioned it to me. Albert brought it up. Hey, Val, have you ever been to this so-and-so? Because he said it's right by you. And when he says it's right by you, I am thinking, you know, it's like within 5 to 10 miles from me. And I said, no, I've never been there. So I looked it up. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to have to go visit this place.
Okay.
I happened to be at another cigar lounge close to my house.
Mm-hmm.
I was with Jeff and Agus, and I was there. We were smoking together and we were talking. And we met these 3 other guys there, and we started talking to them about lounges and stuff. And lounges in our area. Have you tried this place? No. Well, don't go there because they're like this there. How about this place? Have you been there? No. Oh, this place is a good place to go to. You might like it there. Check them out. Then that cigar lounge that Albert mentioned to me, I pushed that out. I said, hey, guys, have you ever heard of this place? Oh, yeah, I heard of it. I've been there. I said, how are you? You'll love it. It's nice. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go there. You need to check it out.
Okay.
Okay, it's on my visiting list. So I went there, planned on it, went there. And the time that I went, it was in March. Of course, the day I go, it's cold, it's rainy. Worst day I could go on, but I had a rainy, my mind was made up and determined. I was going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I got there, didn't find it the first time, didn't find it the second time, didn't find it the third time, found it the fourth time.
Okay.
Okay. But I got there and I went in, I visited, small place, but it felt like I liked it. First off, I'll tell you, I liked it. So the but is not a bad thing. It gave me the sense and feeling of being in a campground, in camping, in a cabin. Okay? Wood floors, pine wood walls. Of course, heated and everything, modernized and everything. The back deck, nice, big, beautiful back deck. Steps going down to the grassy area. A little bit further down, a huge fire pit with chairs all around it. Further down, more yard space leading off to the river. And I said, I got to come back when the weather's better.
Okay.
Met the people there, met the owner, nice guy, introduced me, felt welcomed by everybody. Hey, yeah, where you from? Oh, hey, yeah, you drove a long distance to come here, huh? I go, yeah, what brought you out here? I said, Albert Irvin brought me out here. They said, who? Al? A different Al.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, since that first time, I went back a second time. Same thing. Went back on a better day, better weather, nice venue. I felt comfortable. I felt welcome there. I met people there. Every time I went, I met somebody new there. The third time I went, the fourth time I went. So I told my wife, I said, listen, you're going to have to bring me out here once the weather gets better. So we're not going to travel here anywhere from December to April. Maybe the end of April, but May, June, July, August, September.
Mm-hmm.
October is the latest I'm going to go visit because I really like the place.
Okay.
Friendly people, nice, and it wasn't huge. It was not huge at all. Small place, but enough
Yeah.
seating.
It changed.
So the owner was telling me,
Who is that?
Eric.
the owner. So the owner was telling me about he's thinking of making a move and keeping his current location as a members only private lounge.
Okay.
That he would, he said the thing about this is that he'd have certain brands of cigars where it's all on a trust basis. Okay, it's all on a trust basis.
Okay.
He'll leave, a couple of boxes of cigars there. If you need a cigar, you grab one, throw your money in the thing, it's accounted for. He says, but if that doesn't work out, he'll stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But he's hoping that the members that go into that, they'll buy into it, right? And he said it'll be available to them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The membership fee is going to help, run the cost of the utilities and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I said, oh, man, this sounds great, man. This is pretty cool. You got a locker there. You got a nice lounge to go in there. You got TV, you got heat, electricity, you got water, you got, kitchen amenities there. So, that sounded pretty good. And he's going to open up a new place in this little town in the downtown area.
Okay.
Got it all pictured out. So that's what he does. He makes the move. Now, I went to the grand opening of this place.
Is it lagging the chat?
No, nobody's typing anything right now. Why?
I put something, it didn't show up.
I didn't see it at all.
So
No, I didn't see it at all.
So I went to the grand opening, part of the ribbon cutting ceremony. It was nice. More modern, open, spacious. Didn't think too much of it because it was brand new. Went back a couple of times since. So I went back yesterday. And yesterday, when I walked in, I felt like totally different about the place. It felt like distant. It felt cool, somewhat cold. I didn't feel a connection there anymore.
Okay.
I didn't feel the welcoming there anymore.
Okay.
You had, and I understand it's a small community. He got his local customer base, he went to a better spot because he's got more business, he's got more traffic, he's got more walk-out business. But as I walked into the place, I usually at the old place I would get, hey, how you doing? Come on, we got a seat right here. Come sit by next to me. Come sit with us, something like that. With this new place, I walk in, and there's like a group of 10 people. There's somebody over there by themselves. There's somebody over there by themselves. And now I'm here by myself.
It's more sterile.
Okay.
And I felt distance. I didn't feel as welcomed. I didn't get that, hey, how you doing? Come on, join us. Okay, I didn't get that connect.
Okay.
And then as I sat back and I'm smoking my cigar and I'm looking at everything, I started noticing this looks like a warehouse.
Okay.
It's got brick walls.
Sure.
It's got the industrial lighting.
Sure.
It's got modern furniture. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice place. It's a nice place. Okay. It's got
You're not a home lounge, man. Not
modern furniture. separate sections. They have a loft section. They have 2 or 3 tables up there. You can share tables and chairs you can sit around.
Mm-hmm.
But if it didn't feel inviting, it didn't feel welcoming, it didn't feel cozy.
I lost that homey feeling.
It wasn't there. It wasn't there. You know. Anyway, so that was another change from old to new. At the place in Texas, it was a remodel facelift, but I got that disconnect again. And then when that was going on with me yesterday, I reflected back on Texas. And I had, so, you know, boy, this feels just like that. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, on the way home, my wife says to me, well, how was your visit? You know, did you like it? Did you have a good time? I said, you know what, honey? I said, not really. I said, this just might be the last time I come here. Okay. And before that, it was a place I looked forward going to. You know, I mean, why would I want to travel 100 miles when I got a cigar lounge 3/4 of a mile, a cigar lounge a mile, another cigar lounge 2 miles, another cigar lounge? You know, I got them all around me. But
You save yourself a drive, Val.
Save myself time. I could save myself drive. I could save myself mileage. You know,
Yeah.
And I just, yeah, I was like the Righteous Brothers. You know.
Val, when you're done with the question, I think I have some questions for that.
Okay. Now wait. So now, as we're driving, my wife didn't say anything. She didn't say, well, what was wrong? What didn't you like about it? You know, did something happen? You didn't like the cigar? What? Do you have a problem there? She didn't say it. She just let it go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And now as we're driving home, we're getting close. And I said, you know what, honey? We're driving right by my hat lounge. I said, can you drop me off there and pick me up? I'll call you when to pick me up. She goes, yeah, sure. If you want, I'll do that. Sure. I said, okay. So she dropped me off there. And I walked, and right off the bat, they too had a facelift.
Okay.
A remodeling.
Mm-hmm.
But it
was better.
It was better.
It fit the model you like.
And I felt comfortable there. You know, yeah. And I didn't feel a disconnect. I felt where it was before. It had walls set up a certain way. I felt a little closed in, a little compressed. You know, the exhaust system wasn't that good. They did a total remodel. They opened it up. They changed the exhaust system, much better. So that aesthetics part was nice, and I felt better there. Okay, and now I did get a chance to speak with one of the owners, and I finally confronted him.
About the hat?
About the hat.
Yeah.
About the hat.
You get settled?
somewhat. I feel better about it. Now, I know, guys, I know it may seem kind of petty, but, I mean, this August will be 3 years since that event. And that, I mean, it still bothers me. It still bothers me, but it doesn't bother you as much today as it did up until yesterday. And I think because I finally got a chance to talk with the owner, which I was advised to do. Tony mentioned this right off the bat. Albert mentioned this to me right off the bat.
Just 3 years later.
James mentioned this to me right off the bat. Okay. But, you know, me being stubborn, other choice words, I didn't. I kept the grudge. I kept it going. And, yeah. So I finally, and because he came up to me, he goes, "Hey, Val," and he remembered me. He said, "How you doing? Haven't seen you for a long time." I said, "Well, you know, yeah." And I said, "I come by, but when I'm here, I don't see you. You know, and I know why I don't see him often. He has a significant medical problem, and the time that I had the problem with my hat, he was just taken to the hospital.
Okay.
So he wasn't there for that event.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I never brought it up. I kept it to myself, and mostly to myself. And I talked it over, you know, here with you guys and in the Legion and stuff. And I heard some of your opinions and suggestions and advice, all of which I ignored. I didn't take, and I probably should have, but I didn't. But we sat down and we talked for a good 20 minutes, just him and me. Separated, we went to a different part of the lounge. It was just us two. And I told him what happened, my experience, how I felt, what I thought. And, you know, when I started telling him, I felt like I hurt him. I felt like I hurt him.
Okay.
Because, you know, he folded his hands and he put his head down like this. And he started shaking his head, you know, like, "I can't believe it. I can't believe it," you know.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't interrupt me. He let me say what I had to say. And then he said to me, "I wish you would have come to me as soon as you saw me to talk to me." And I told him what I thought about that. You know, at that time, it felt like my support of that lounge didn't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't mean that. And every event I went to, that they had when I was going there frequently on their events, especially in their events, I mean, I'm dropping anywhere from $60 to $125 to $165 down at a time. And I thought to myself, they lose me for X amount of events, they're losing $1,000. Not only losing me, but they're losing whoever comes there with me.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to lose, and we talked about this, they're going to lose my friends who I tell them, they're going to tell their friends. So that money adds up. If you look at it at a monthly basis, you know, my 10 friends, let's say we spend $100, that's $1,000 at an event, and they're losing that for 10 events, they're losing $10,000 in revenue. I guess our money don't mean nothing. And that's what I told them. That's what I told them.
Okay.
And, you know, again, he did say, well, you know, "I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry you experienced that. I wish you would have came to me as soon as you saw me. We could have ironed this. I could have made it right. I could have tried to make it right for you. And he says, what? He says, well, what can I do to make it better? What can I do? What can I do? I said, the first thing I said was, you have to make sure that the wording on your promotions, number one, is correct. And number two, you have to abide by it.
Okay.
If you make a mistake, you know, you got to live up to it. You got to bite the bullet, you got to swallow the pill, and you got to own it. Okay? I said, because I didn't come back for 10, 11 months when that happened. And I said, on one of the events, I had my wife actually bring me here, park the car, and I sat in the car a good 5 minutes. And my wife says, well, are you going to go? You getting out of the car? You going to go? And I shook my head. I said, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. Take me home. All right. So, yeah. So anyway, I feel better about having a discussion with them. I feel better at where I stand with him now and at the lounge. So now I'm not as perturbed about it as I was. And I guess part of that is because of, a lot of that is because of the time it has transpired. And I think maybe the big part was because I did finally sit down and talk to him. You know?
That's cool,
Yeah.
man.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you guys made amends in some way or another?
Well, yeah, but wait. I'm going to show you something. I left something in the house, and there's a little more to that story. So wait a minute. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
All right.
In the meantime, you guys.
Talk amongst ourselves.
Okay. Hey, Eric.
What up, man? Oh, you
So I took a close look on this box.
good.
The only where that has problem is actually on the skull. That's it.
It's on the skull.
Yeah, the texture is on the skull. Everything else had nothing.
Okay.
You see, like, if it's on the skull, you can see it. You see that on the skull?
Yeah.
But if it's on the side, there isn't. On the skull, there is.
on purpose?
I don't know. I emailed them to ask.
It is
Because-
kind of weird that the text doesn't have texture. It is kind of weird.
God damn it, Albert.
But in a way, it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Alright.
but because I see the picture where the lip is and everything, it look kind of like lumpy.
Okay.
I think there's some damage during shipping. So, like
Okay.
right here.
No,
All right. So.
where the okay, never mind.
All right, so I'm back.
Okay.
All right, so after that, you know, he said, come on with me. I said, okay, and we talked. He asked me, you know, how you doing, how's it been, and all this, and we talked a little bit.
He took you in the swag closet, didn't he?
He did,
Wow.
he did. And before he went to the swag closet, we went to the humidor,
Mhm.
and he gave me 2 cigars, okay?
Wow.
And he says, you know what? I don't have any hats. He said, but he says, I do have, he did give me a t-shirt.
Okay.
So, yeah. So
Did
he
he give
kind
you-
of, he says,
They give you a 3X t-shirt?
you know, he did ask me about that. I said, no, I'm not a 3X. He says, well, good, because we don't carry 3X.
Ah,
He
shit.
says, the largest they carry is a 2X.
Ah, shit. Yeah,
So
we-
yeah, so yeah, he gave me a t-shirt and he gave me 2 cigars. And he said, if I had a hat to give you, I said, I'd give you a hat too, but I don't have any. So, yeah, that was,
Yeah, he's like,
that
we
was-
gave those to the people that bought 2 boxes.
So he made it right, right? He made it right for you, and then now
Yeah, he
it's,
did.
you know,
He did.
and that's a
He
good
did.
owner. That's a good owner, right? So he knows that there's a problem, and he tried to solve it the best way he can.
Oh, and one other thing. Uh, he said, and he had one of his store representatives come over and he said, you know, hey, so and so, this guy is Val. He said, so anytime he comes in, whatever he wants to drink, it's on me.
Oh,
The pop, whatever, wine, whatever.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Wow.
they made it nice.
they made it good. Good. That's a good outcome.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
So, yeah, so it turned out to be a pretty good thing.
Yeah, well, you outweighted him, man. That's cool.
That's way better than a hat. That's way better than a hat.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So anyway, that's the end of that. Hopefully that's the end. Yeah, that's the end of that saga.
good.
No,
But
it didn't end, Bell. You still didn't get your hat.
Next
Oh my
time he
God.
go, he'll give. I'm pretty sure they will make sure to give him a hat. Or else, like, it wouldn't be like anything he want to drink given to him. He will be like, you know, any cigar he wants, just give him a box.
yeah, but my biggest thing yesterday was reflecting on the lounge in Texas, and then reflecting on the lounge that I drive 100 miles to go to. And that kept me up a little bit last night, just thinking about it.
Okay. And I
No.
can kind of understand the change. Like, Val, you say that became a membership, kind of a lounge, right? And I can understand that if I'm going to a membership lounge, I most likely will be hanging out with people that I know or people I brought. And a lot of time, I like to have a private conversation or more private space rather than a crowded space.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be a modern thinking or whatnot. But I guess, for example, if I going with Val, Albert, and Eric, we'll choose our corner and sit down. And we want to have enough privacy and quietness to have that conversation. Not everything going on at the same time. I can't hear each other. So that might be their design language in a way. If you think about when we are at Espinosa, it's literally industrial. It's a freaking factory, right?
Yeah.
But we're in a corner by ourselves. Everybody else doing their own thing. We're corner by ourselves. We had a great time. We don't bother anybody. They come to us if they recognize us or they need to talk to us. And that's the environment that modern feel is that you get your privacy, but if you want to go around to the other people. It's not the crowd, everybody likes to talk thing.
We had our own little pocket of people
Right.
in the corner.
So when you have that kind of design, it gets a little bit, it's not loud, it's not rowdy, it's not too noisy for everybody. Like I think that what they try to do is give you a little bit more privacy because you're paying members. So we want to give you an environment that you want to be. Like, if you want to get more people, would they stop you from moving chairs over and just make it a crowd place? Probably not.
No,
Right.
they wouldn't.
Right? So I think that design was meant so that it's separated. You get your own place. You pay for that time for yourself. You pay for that hour. You pay for that hour, 2 hours for yourself. And how they design it is so that is for the crowd of people that paid. Right? It makes sense. Like, if I gotta pay for a membership and nothing changes, and when I go in, probably can't even find space for myself, I probably wouldn't like it. Right? But if you get to a place where, like, I can sit in that corner, you can go to that corner, I don't want to hear a good conversation, I can go to that corner, then that is a value added to some people. I understand it's not homey. It's not like you go in there, everybody sit down, and let's all have a different conversation. I think that's what they like, if you want that, you can have it. But if you don't want that, now you have a space. So I think that's what it is. Because when I go to, say, lounge in Japan area is always few chair facing in and kind of separated from another group that's facing into that table. So the table will be the center and chair will be facing that table. And the next section will be chair facing that table. You wouldn't be a big round thing where everybody have that conversation. And I think that's what they try to portray. It's like, okay, you guys paying for this. I'll have less seats, but more room for everybody. And that will also take away that, closeness, obviously. It's not gonna be like, oh, I go in there, everyone having a cigar, I'm gonna sit in a random place and have people to talk to. Yeah, it's less that. You walk in, like you see all this a group of people there, and there's an empty chair over there. You will feel less like to go to that group that you don't know and sit down, right? But if it's like a group of chair that's all in the same place, you have no choice. You sit down and you have a conversation. It's kind of like that. So I think it's not they purposely to try to make it so that it's less homey. It's less like, everybody, less of like I feel. They try to make it more high end, but at the same time, you get to choose what you want to do. If you want to go with people, you can make it. If you don't want to, you got your own private space. And that also separates the noises, right? Everybody can have a good conversation now. Also separates from like, when you crowd it, like say when you have 30 people crowding in one small space, that smoke just kind of crowds over there.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have separated spaces, you get better air. You get better ventilation, you get better air. And I understand that's a modern design. It's less like, it less feel like a lounge, but it feels like a high-end lounge. Well, how you described it. It's less like a bar, but more like a space.
More like a space, yeah.
Right? And I can totally see that. Because just think about it, when we go to Empire at night, it was loud. We can barely hear each other across the table. But had that table separated just a little bit, we might be able to hear each other better.
The second Empire we went to was better.
The one that's we're doing the daytime? I was talking about doing the nighttime. The daytime one, yeah, that one's also separated. It's separated by that giant humidor over there. And everything was table. It's more like a restaurant look than anything.
Yes.
Right?
It is better. It was better overall. Then.
Yeah, but because that separation, you get to have a better conversation. You get to have a little bit more privacy. Everything's still there. So that's why I asked you about did the customer service change? Because they're providing a service. And to be honest with you, you sitting over there smoking a cigar does them nothing. Because number one, they didn't collect membership money from you. You're taking up their seat, and they don't charge you for anything like that. So they have to cater to their members more, right? Members now can have a better air ventilation, better conversations, and they can use the space however they want. If they want to crowd in, they can crowd in. Right? So I can see for people that doesn't go there that often, they might feel like this place feels kind of like empty, like feel like segregated, feels like not friendly. But
yes.
But the regulars will be like, that's the space we go all the time now. That corner, right there, is ours. Right? Every day, every morning they walk in, automatically that seat, that's our place. Right? But if that was your regular spot and you live there, while they're changing it, you'll be like, I'm calling that spot. That's our spot.
They'd have to give me a bunker chair.
Or whatever that is. Right?
So they screwed up with your boxes, by the way.
What are you talking about?
Well, there's two boxes, and they both have 1 of 500. They can't both be 1 of 500.
Well, these are demos.
Oh.
So they gotta tell me that they can put 1 and the number 500. Yeah.
All right.
Right? So I think that's what it is. Like when I go to certain places, I want to have reasonable heat or like activeness, But at the same time, I also want to be able to have a conversation and relax. You know, when people are having good conversation, we laugh loud. We're loud. Our group is loud. And I have trouble hearing each other. Us being loud, I can't hear us. Right? So that just means, you know, it's not a good environment. But some people, you know, the everyday people, just like you, Albert, maybe Jeff and James, they, you know, when if you guys sit down, you want to have a conversation, that will be your spot. No one will bother you. And if somebody walks in and they knew they talked to you yesterday, they saw you in that corner, they'll walk over there. They know exactly where you are. They walk over there, say, hey, Val, good morning. Sit down, pull a chair over. Same thing. So it's the customer service that matters. That the structure really is for like to be more modernized, to give people privacy, be able to have a conversation, more comfortable. It's more comfortable, not like the comfortable you're thinking of, but more comfortable overall, as you know, better ventilation, have better conversations, separated, you know, how you can have your own group going, not have to bump into each other with chairs, that kind of stuff. So I can kind of understand. And to be honest with you, I prefer that kind of lounge. Right? I prefer that kind of lounge where, like, if I'm going there by myself, I don't want to talk to anybody. I want to have a space. Nobody. If I want to have a conversation, I'll go find a space where somebody's already sitting. But it's separated. I don't have to hear them if I don't want to. That's just my assessment. Like, based on what I'm hearing from you, is that they are allowing people to have 24/7 access, membership, pays for it. And here's the thing. If I'm going there to smoke 2 o'clock in the morning, God forbid, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm just going to sit in the corner and smoke and doing what I need to do. Because it's late at night. I don't know if I want to have a conversation with anybody. Right? So if you see me in the corner with a laptop, don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want a conversation, you know where to go. You don't want a conversation, congratulations, this space. But as a more group thing, it's hard to do that. You sit down, you're facing everybody. You can't have you quiet. Sorry. That's what I think. Like some small lounges, you have chair all around the wall, but they're all facing inside. You can't avoid anybody. Right? They're all facing each other. I'm sitting down, somebody's in front of me. Guess what's gonna happen? I'm sit down, the person's gonna, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Right? But if it's just like separated table, I'm go over there, no one's gonna talk to me. I don't have to go, yeah, I'm doing good, light up, and have this awkward silence where he stares at me lighting out my cigar, waiting for me to say something. You know that feeling? Right? You ought to say, hey, yo, how you doing? Oh, good. Light up my cigar, and he just stares at me, thinking that I'm gonna say something else. And then I go, how's your day? And your mind's like, do I have to talk to this person right now? But now you have to answer. It's not bad. You can't turn around. The chair is facing one way. But having the separated thing, you get that choice now. That's just what I'm thinking. You know, make it clean, make it separated, make enough room to walk. People don't have to bump into each other. You know, conversation don't have to be stopping because somebody decides to sit down, stand up to go to the bathroom. That kind of stuff. Just what I thought. And I think eventually a lot of lounge will go that way, because not only it saves space and time and table, it also promotes turnaround. And for them, like I said, they don't get anything for you to sit over there to smoke. You might have drinks. There's a bar there?
No.
Right. So they're not going to make money out of the drinks. So why keep you in there? Keeping you in there means that more expense for them to change that filter. Keeping you in there means that the customer, instead of having them go to the lounge, go into humidor, recommend cigar, they had to make sure your ashtray is emptied.
No, because that's part of the routine.
That's the routine, man.
I
That's
understand that's the
routine.
routine, but if I don't have any seat, I don't have to worry about that, right?
Nah. You're missing the point on that.
No, I think in terms of business, right?
In terms of business, that's part of the $40, $50 you spend on cigars. Is that
No, because you can buy that $40 cigar and walk home. I don't have to do that.
Then I won't go there. I won't go there. I'm going there to smoke.
So you won't go to a cigar shop because Val says I might not go there again, but I will go there to buy cigars. He just proved my point.
Who's Adam?
I have no idea.
All right.
ADA violation. But you know what I'm saying? Val just proved my point. If I don't have seat there, you'll still go there to buy cigars.
No, it's not true.
But he did say that. Okay, rewind this. He did say that.
I understand, but regardless of what he said, there's not a.
No, but you gotta understand this. Now I have a bunch of people that pay to use that facility, and I have these people that don't pay to use that facility.
No, he's talking about the new place is designed to be a come in, sit down, and smoke lounge, walk-ins, and everything else. The old place was just a hangout.
Oh,
It's converted into a hangout.
hold on a second. I just lost you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you, but
That's weird. It shows that no connection. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
well, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's kind of there.
O'clock.
All right, I'm back. All right, but like I'm saying that, you know, if I'm a lounge, right, it's good to get to know the conversation and know the customer and all that stuff. However, I am not really making income on that. So if you smoke one cigar and leave, great. If you smoke one cigar, two cigars, sits there and don't leave, I don't gain anything for it. But now if I have a lounge that is designed for people to pay to go in there, you can stay as long as you want.
No, you pay when you buy your cigar.
Yeah.
Your cigar cost does not include using a lounge.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that is an added expense of their business.
It's added expense, but it does not include. You don't entitle to that. You know what I'm saying? Like you're buying cigar at a price that's a retail. Why don't not you use it? Why don't not you use it? You paid that price.
But you
Well, then,
still
wait.
That's why they have the seats, Tony. That's why they have the seats.
Right. They want to give you that opportunity and benefit to use that. But it's not implied what you pay for. I can kick you out. And you can't say, I pay for the cigar, so I should be able to smoke here. No.
Well, no, they can always kick you out. But the point is, that's why they have the everything.
But it's not necessary. You can have a store without seats, right?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So it's just an added value I provided to you.
And an added value you're providing to me, hoping and wishing and wanting me to return.
No, but then if I just have a store that sells cigars, you'll still return to buy the cigars because all I do is sell
That's
cigars.
totally different. That's totally different.
That's not totally different.
If you just have a cigar shop, a cigar store, well, I know I can go there and buy cigars in and out.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a cigar lounge, you're providing that area for me to utilize. I'm buying the cigars.
But Val, understand the business that if I'm gonna open a lounge, I'm thinking, hoping that during the time that you're having a conversation there, you gotta buy drinks and more cigars.
Yes.
Right? So if I don't have a bar, I don't care if you sit there.
All right.
I'm just talking in the business point of view, right? Obviously, as a consumer, we're like,
Yeah,
about
but
cigars.
there's if all you're doing is they're coming in and buying a cigar and leaving, you can have a smaller footprint. You don't need chairs.
Right, and everybody will not fill the spot with chairs if they don't have to. They, that's an added opportunity to get to know your clients.
Well, if you have chairs, then you're.
But yeah, but that
you're
part of
looking
it is actually customer acquisition. It's not. It's different than you pay for that. You didn't. That's the owner's way of customer acquisition.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you didn't pay for that. You bought a cigar. Customer acquisition, and if the customer acquisition no longer makes sense, I really don't care if people stay. That's just that.
All right.
Right. So
Anyways,
1102.
Anyways,
I didn't anyway. I say okay. Say so 1102. 1102. All right. Those people want to go to chat. Get out of here. Go to Discord. And those people who don't want to chat, I'll see you guys next week. Glad I get to show you guys the box, even though it's not perfect. We'll figure out a way to make it a little bit better, and then give you guys an update next time. All right. So see you guys
Good night,
Wednesday.
everybody.
Bye, guys.
Wait.